Sometimes I think my sole purpose on this planet in my life is to create art, to be in touch with my soul and my feelings and losing my senses, my time, myself in every brush stroke I paint, every sketch I make, every picture I take. There is nothing more beautiful in this world than things created by heart, formed by the hands of an artist. Yet it scares me sometimes. When art anxiety hits, I start avoiding my art with excuses, or shall I say lies like, I don't have time, I don't feel like drawing today, I will just start tomorrow. Well, guess what? I did not start the next day, or the next week, or the next month. Drawing, however beautiful and fulfilling it was to me, it never made a permanent, consistent part of my life. It was just a reoccurring presence that soon faded into nothing again, swallowed by the fear of failure. Just when I waited long enough for my creative longing to become stronger than my fear, I could again enjoy art for a while, until I feared to lose it again, dropped it, and it all started all over again. It was really a vicious cycle to me. This was not about motivation, but the fact that I was in a really unhealthy relationship with my art. I always worried if I was good enough, if I could lose my gift, if this was the end of my potential, and if continuing this passion really was worth the hustle. This overthinking and fear of failure, it robbed me of the joy of creating. I was unable to let go with the flow, and just let things happen by intuition. When I grew older, I can now see things more clearly and want to pass on my wisdom to everyone that bothers to listen. Maybe grab a tea or coffee, a pen and a notebook and take some notes, because what I'm about to tell you might or might not change your life. There's a lot of research on the topic of mastering habits. And believe me, I tried everything and adopted more habits than you possibly can think of. But after a lot of months, if not years, I created a fail-proof way to build habits that stick. Everything I'm about to tell you really helps me personally to stick to my habits and goals, and was engineered from me for me. I don't think my formula is going to fit everyone, so please feel free to take the stuff that works for you and leave what doesn't. I think when it comes to creating, there's not only the component of building an effective creative habit, but also how to maintain it when you're not satisfied with the progress you make. So after I tell you my personal foolproof way of building every habit you like, I give you some mindset shifts that helped me a lot to maintain my art habit even when things get hard. So stay tuned for this. First, you need to find your why. Why do you even want to create on a regular basis? What makes you want to draw or paint or sketch every day? Write it down. This is important because it determines where your motivation comes from. You need a personal, big and important why, because in the hard days, that's what keeps you going. Your why can be as easy as a one-liner saying, I love art and want to experience that joy of creating more regularly. Or a whole page filled with reasons why you can't neglect your art again. Here are some of my whys. However your list looks like, this is your new holy grail of motivation. Whenever you trip or tremble, I want you to look back at your why. Copy it, print it out, decorate your whole living space with it. Make it the new wallpaper on your phone, laptop, tablet. Stick it to your walls, to the mirrors, write them on your hand, affirm them every night. Just do everything you have to do to make forgetting your reasons impossible. Losing your reasons is equivalent to losing focus and later on giving up. After you found your reasons and intrinsic motivation, it's time to think of your goal. In my experience, your goal grows in proportion to your why. If you want to just take the fear away from drawing, a little 10-minute sketch is more than enough to fulfill your goal. If you want to learn everything about anatomy, you will have to invest multiple hours a week. Don't link your goals to a too strict time frame, because honestly, there is no hustle. I know you are motivated now, but there is no difference if you learn about anatomy in 6 months or 9 or in 12. As Richard L. Evans put it, your direction is more important than your speed. If you keep going one step towards your goal every day, at the end of the year, you will be in a completely different place. Even if you aren't exactly where you wanted to be at, I want you to give yourself some credit for how far you have come. So how do you do that? You have to break it down. A big goal is very scary if you just look at it from a 1-year distance. It triggers art anxiety and fear of failure, leads to procrastination and abandonance of your goal. At least it does for me. To prevent that, I want you to break your goal down in tiny steps. What do I have to do on a monthly, weekly, or even daily basis to hit my goal? You really want to keep it simple, because the key to every goal is consistency, not perfection. You have to keep going. So how do we shift this daily goal into a daily action? Make a plan, a timetable or a schedule, whatever works for you. But you have to make time. Block it out in your calendar, set yourself reminders or alarms, specific time of the day. For me, it does not work to make this too detailed, because as the week goes on, things usually change. Just scoop a little bit of time out of your daily routine, preferably the same time every day, and decide on a weekly basis what needs to be done. When creating a schedule, it's important to be realistic of what you can do in a given time. I can't finish a painting in under 1 hour. And honestly, if I think it's going to take me 1 hour, I tend to need double the time. Because we like to overestimate what we can do in such a limited amount of time. But if we are not realistic about this time evaluation, it's going to cause a lot of frustration because we feel like we failed our goal. Please remember that you're trying your best. Try to be gentle and forgiving. Being hard on yourself is not going to help your progress anyway. If it feels like you don't have so much additional time to invest in your passion, you need to change your point of view a little. How much time do you spend binging Netflix? How much time do you spend on YouTube or any other social media accounts? Really check how many hours you spend on your phone and what are your biggest time killers. And then ask yourself, how much time do you spend on your passion in relation to the previous? Yes, not all of us are privileged enough to have that much free time. Some of us have a full-time job, children, and other responsibilities. But for most of us, it really is just a question of priorities. Fact is, nothing changes if nothing changes. If you're not willing to change something, the change you aspire is going to stay a dream. Yet I know that you have the potential to make every beautiful thing come true that comes to your mind. Yes, you can create your dream life if only you believe in yourself and show up every day to do the work. You might not feel ready, but spoiler alert, you will never feel ready. I know it's hard, but that's nothing new. Art is hard, and if you want to make it a habit, you have to invest in it. Don't get distracted, but make creating art easier by reducing friction. Reducing friction means to make the hard tasks as easy as possible, so you don't get tempted to just give up before even starting. If you want to sit down in the evening and sketch a little before going to bed, it would make everything way harder if you needed to clean your desk first, search for your sketchbook and your pens, and a good reference on Pinterest before you can start. Every second that you have to spend additionally to drawing is a second when your brain can convince you that this is a too tiring, hard task and you should rather do something more pleasurable. Or, just as bad, it will let you get carried away by another task like cleaning your whole room or going down a rabbit hole on Pinterest in search for a reference. Believe me, I've been there multiple times. To prevent friction, you need your materials as close as possible, maybe even as stable on your desk if you don't mind the clutter and have the space. Or if you need a clear desk to start drawing, but yours is always a mess, get yourself a basket or a box where you just put all the clutter inside when you want to draw. That makes cleaning and prepping done in 20 seconds instead of 10 minutes. Afterwards, you still can do the cleaning with a clear conscience because you already did the important thing. What now? After you have a reason, a plan, a time, and prepped everything, just start. Even if you're not ready. You are most likely to not feel ready, but trust me, later on you wish you started sooner. You know, not everything needs to be perfect. Some things just need to be done. And your goal is to build a drawing habit. You want to do the drawing, not be perfect at it. The progress comes from the consistency of showing up and practicing every day. Just do it. The progress comes on its own. You have so much time to learn, so much time to build that muscle memory. Don't rush it and don't beat yourself up. Until drawing becomes second nature, it's okay to just show up and create something today, even if it sucks. Because you are striving for consistency, for progress, not for perfection. And consistency is not about being perfect every single day. It's about winning most of the time. That's it. That's all the magic. That's how you build an effective art habit, the knowing me way. But I know that creating art is, besides all the challenges that I already mentioned, really intimidating sometimes. Especially if you keep showing up and don't particularly like your work. It is crucial that besides building the art habit, you also build the right artistic mindset that keeps you from being frustrated all the time and hating your art. You want to have the right mindset. Don't wait for motivation or the artistic muse to bless you. Don't wait till you are ready or you feel like drawing. There is no right time. There is only time and what you choose to do with it. Act on the plan we made and see what happens. Don't forget that you are playing. You should have at least a little bit of fun while drawing. Not every day, but most of the time. If you don't love what you do, maybe you need a new goal. You need to find something you want to do 7 days a week, something you can enjoy. If you have to suffer through it all, this may be the wrong thing to do after all. Every day is a fresh start. If you fail one painting, one day, 1 week, don't give up. Every great artist has a closet full of bad paintings. Keep showing up. Try again. Hard work will always pay off. Just keep going. Success isn't overnight. It's when every day you get a little bit better than the day before. Maybe it takes you a month or 2, but when everything clicks and falls into place, you will feel the difference it makes. Keep going, even if it's just to see what happens if you don't give up this time. You are supposed to fail. Be brave enough to be bad at something new and let failure teach you. We have some days and some artworks that are not going to be good in any way, but we have to get them over with. There are better days and better paintings coming our way. Just keep drawing and celebrate the little wins. And with these wise words, I thank you for making it this far into the video. If you liked it, please consider sharing it with someone who needs to hear this. Save it for later or just give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Don't miss my next video by subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching and listening, and until next time, keep drawing.